what's going on? Strat Soldier here for the weekend shift. It is January 31st. How you guys doing? Good morning, good morning. Terry Baker in the house. Jimmy, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. Beach Bum is in the house. Here's my 11 o'clock people. Here's my 11 o'clock people. I did a 12 o'clock last week, and it was me and two other people. It was like, the heck? They were like, come on, man, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Before I get too far into that, if you don't know who I am the Strat Soldier. I help people increase their income by creating winning positions in the stock market, and I do that by teaching a trading system called the Strat, so you can learn how to create winning positions, add to them, and defend them with tight stops without losing your money, your life, or your real time. All right, your real life. Go check out thestratsoldier.com. All right, check out the execution course where I talk about the first universal truth of actionable signals, hammers, shooters, inside bars. All right, Cedric says, for all the traders out there, I was really impressed with the Strat Soldier's execution course. He explains everything to a T. A lot of questions I had about learning the Strat are explained in his execution course. It's worth it. Don't miss out. All right. And then we also have the time frame continuity course. All right, that has been used to be called the Strat Trade Checklist. It's been revamped. All right, a lot more about time frame continuity, and then unlocking broadening formations. All right, and if you want everything on the site, check out Combat Load. That'll get you everything on the site, to include a one-on-one with me to make sure you are understanding the Strat. All right, I was talking to Jimmy out there. I do check out my DMs. I was talking to Jimmy earlier this week, and he's doing some good things. All right, 8 a.m. in California. Oh my gosh. So thank you for my California people coming out and checking me out. 8 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing awake? 8 o'clock in the morning. Wow. Thank you, Jimmy. I want to say thank you. All right. Hopefully you got your Strat Soldier coffee mug full of coffee there, buddy. Hopefully you do, man. That's awesome. Wow. It's been a messy week. It was a messy week all week. Excuse me. And then the month was messy too. All right. They took them up. They took them down. Hopefully you had some good trades. Beach Bum in the house. Hopefully you had some good trades this week and month as we progress into 2026. Let's see here. Soccer Dad. Oh man. Oh geez. Soccer Dad. Yeah, I'm necessarily not a soccer dad, but I get it. You got to be up, you got to be out. All right, hurry up, let's go. Ain't no soccer where I'm at right now. It's snowing right now. All right, it's snowing right now, so there ain't no soccer going on where I'm at. Let's see if there's anything funny that happened on Twitter this week. Let's see here. Where's my stuff and things? There we go. Oh, wait a minute. So now we're looking for actionable signals for next month. I had a really good coaching session. Shout out to Dave, Terry Baker, and Justin Davis for that. It was a really good coaching session. And we're talking about actionable signals for February. Looking for those hammers, shooters, inside bars. Let's go see if there's anything. Let's go see if there's anything funny that happened on Twitter last week. Nothing popping out right now, but let's see. All right, let's do it. If you got me on the big screen, don't worry. This is a family show. And if you're with your spouse and your partner or whatever, and they're like, man, this guy on TV again. Hang around, all right? I'm a little funny. Me and Zay were laughing about RDW. I was like, let me hold off on RDW, Red Wire. All right, scenario 3 on the week to the lows. I was like, let me hold off on this. And he was like, man, you need to get in on that. He has different parameters for entries than I do. So I'm looking for a reversal back up on that. But Red Wire, looking to get in on that. I'll put out a really good, this is a video on seeing the whole picture. I talk about Ford, trading Ford, and then looking at time frame continuity, the broadening formations, actionable signals, right? Seeing the whole picture. If you're only looking at one time frame while you're trading, you're doing yourself a disservice, all right? You got to look at all 4 time frames when you're trading, all right? The Strat. This is Zay. This is Zay right now. All right. Maybe he'll pop in later on, but this is Zay paying attention to what's going on the screens. He said he's going to stay focused this year. Belt buckle, getting destroyed. Full-time frame continuity to the downside. All right. The buckle. All right. Retail store to the lows. And 312 back down. We'll be talking about that because that was on the watch list for this week. All right. Back to the lows. Here's your days. All right, whooping them to the lows. Shout out to Vincent. UVXY says, UVXY trader Michael says, the new pick for the Fed chair could be good. This is Zay again talking about red wire. He says around 1078, 1138. Is where I would add more. Okay. All right. That's what he's looking at. Evidently, he's already in. Let's see. Anything else funny this week? Not particularly. Airlines to the highs. All right. Airlines have been rocking. We need to see what airlines did. I know I posted this hammer on the day. Not necessarily a good one there, but there were some other airlines that I posted that was going straight up. It was crazy. Shout out to TrendSpider. Really funny gif here. Really funny gif here. I was like, golly. Spy to the highs. Anything else funny out here? J. Smith with some good broadening formation action here. Let's see. Anything else? Pretty cool from Sand Dollar. Some good aircraft flying around. Red wire. Talking more about red wire selected for missile defense agencies. 151 billion multi-vendor shield IDIQ support homeland defense. Jeez. Anyway, they got the contract. All right. That's why I say it's like you need to get in on this. All right. I'll be looking. I'm getting in there. Shout out to Frey. New Stratter on the scene. Oh yeah, I posted this meme, kind of funny. So Stratters, we're getting up 0.8. In California, that's I think the market opens in California at 6:30 in the morning. I'm pretty sure that's true. 6:30 in the morning. All right. What up, Strat Soldier? What's up, Jay? Jay in the house. All right. So we're waiting. On the Eastern Standard Time. 8 a.m. We're prepping, looking for signals, looking for gap ups, gap downs. 9:15, we kind of pretty much know what's going on. 9:30, the market opens. We don't start hitting buttons just yet. We wait for the dust to clear. 9:45, now we're in it. Now we're getting it. Now we're hitting. All right, now we're punching them in the face. Let the smoke clear. All right, let the smoke clear. Got some nice action here. 212 up. And not so much funny stuff this week. All right. INTC. This is the 25th. I think that was this week still. But yeah, INTC to the lows. My goodness. All right. I posted it. They were like, dump it. Anyway, to the lows. All right. And then that's the week. So not a whole bunch of funny things last week. Hopefully you guys had some good trades. I got about 2 minutes 2 minutes left on my intro, and then we'll go into what happened last week, and we'll start looking for some stuff for actionable signals for next week as well. Yeah, run the likes up. Come on now, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. All right, thanks for being here, everybody. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. I had a really good coaching session right before this show. So check out the membership section. All right, you got two tiers. You got the weekend shift crew. They get daily videos, and to include hundreds of videos that are in that section. All right, and then you get and then the Strat Warriors. All right, the Strat Warriors get macro vids, and then they get coaching sessions right before the weekend shift. All right, and anytime you want to do a one-on-one, let me know if you're one of the Strat Warriors, and we'll do one. Okay, we'll do one. All right. That way you know what's going on. You get your questions answered. All right, Strat Warriors, and of course the Strat Warriors get what the weekend shift crew gets. So there you go. Oops, dropped something. Let's see. I got 1 minute left. 1 minute left. Jim A is in the house. Jay. Okay. All right. I think we're good to go into what's going on for next week. Let's do it. Let's go ahead. No, what happened last week? All right, what happened last week? We had our 322 backup on the week. All right, when I trade, I have all 4 time frames up like this: the monthly, the weekly, the daily, and the 60. This shows me, come on now, say it out loud. Say it out loud. This shows me time frame continuity. Time frame continuity, okay? So, still 2 up on the weekend, 2 up on the month in SPY, okay? Got a little nasty here in November. December, still up, all right? And then January, still up. So what do we got for February? Probably going to open up inside day, but honestly, probably going to hit 700. All right, probably going to do that. But are we going to see any corrective activity to the downside? All right, this is exhaustion risk. This is true exhaustion risk. It is completely jammed with buyers. It's been like that since May 2005. Okay, just going to the highs. All right. Now I know these are monthly charts on the weeks. It looks a little different on the weeks. It can be choppy, it does look choppy, messy, through these weeks, and even worse on the days, okay? Because there's just been a lot of news. It's just been a lot of stuff, So none of this, especially here, October, this is not easy, all right? Anybody telling you this is easy, it's not easy, all right? Especially if you're holding long through all of this, you're going to hold long through all that? I think not, all right? But we had a nice little 2-2 reversal back up in November, chopping around. All right, so now we're in January. So here is the overall broadening formation that we are in right now. Okay, this is an automatic trend line, trend line drawn by TrendSpider. I would actually draw it back here from here. So I would actually do this. I would actually draw about, I would actually draw it there, okay? But it's pretty similar, okay? I don't want to confuse you. It's pretty similar to what we would normally draw anyway for the broadening formation on the week. But because it is kind of, wonky, and there's that big space right here, like, man, that's a really big space. What I started doing was just showing you guys the little sub try right here, all right? Because there was a little bit of downside. This is a pretty big range. There's some downside action there, all right? All right. Now, let's see what we got, all right? That we could work. That's what I was trying to show you guys. Because I just keep showing you that giant broadening formation. You're like, it's never going to get down there. That's what it looks like. You're like, it's never going to get there. All right, on the coaching session, I talked about combining actionable signals with the outside bar And last week we had the 322 back up. The 322. Where's my sounds at? Let's see here. Yep.
The 322.
Back up. Fun to say, fun to do. All right. And we hit magnitude. And it's at the top of the broadening formation, and they immediately took profits. All right. Here is the 28th. Here's the 29th. Golly. All right. Took them all down. But when you see something like that, you're like, man, I'm missing it. I'm missing it. You know, what really happened? All right. It only went for an hour and a half. All right. And when I talk about that, we'll see that in a second. All right. It went for the first hour. Second hour opens 10:30, goes down for a little bit, comes right back up. If you go down on the 30-minute, you'll see, you know, first half an hour, 9:30. 10 o'clock, 10:30, all right, 11, starts moving back up, all right, green, starts moving back up green, and then 2-2 reversal back up at 11:30 at the flip, okay? So this move to the downside was only for an hour and a half. That's it. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy to think about it like that? There you go, it's a little fuzzy. All right, this was only for an hour and a half. That's it. And that can be frustrating. You're like, I see it, it's enforced, it's going to the downside, but then it starts coming back up, and you're like, wait a minute, hold on. Hold on. All right, it's better to just go ahead and find a way out of that thing and then see what it does. And it resolved back to the upside, forming a hammer. All right, a little ugly, crazy hammer. And we were looking for this thing to go in force above 697.06. But that was such a huge move, you know. And I said this could open up inside day, and it did. So Friday, inside day, it's best to just do nothing when the price is doing this. Golly, just chopping them up. All right? I'm in calls. No, I'm in puts. No, it's going back down. I'm in puts. All right, it's going down. All right, I'm in puts. No, it's going back up green. I'm in calls. Now get out of those. Get in puts. All right, I'm in puts. Now it's going back green again, okay? Like, come on, that's a mess, right? You don't want to do that. Don't trade that. When you see it doing that, all this, stuck in this, just leave it alone. Leave it alone, all right? Dow Jones ends inside on the week. 2 up on the month, but inside on the week. And then we did go 2 down on the day on Friday, and same kind of action, all right? Didn't really go down, but really, you know, he had some action on the 60s, but it wasn't matching up with the day. All right, QQQ 322 back up on the week. That was good. Hit magnitude and then came right back down. All right. All right. So you would have to take your profits on that one. I see the chat moving. What's going on? Dub Jones is in the house. Jimmy says I have to load my car. Game at 9:30. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Sounds like my week. Very good. All right, Jimmy. You be careful out there. You be careful out there. All right. Hope the kids have a good practice, and if it's an actual game, hope they win. I hope they win. Let's see. Yeah. So QQQ right back down. Now we have a shooter on the week for next week. All right, and it's been a mess in QQQ. All right, all of this stuck in this. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. It's not, a lot of people getting on Twitter saying this is such easy price action. This is what trading's supposed to be like. I don't know, man. I don't know. What's up, Zay? I was just talking about you. I was just talking about you in the intro. Let's go to multi-view. Let's do it. All right, here's multi-view. Looking for, again, what happened last week. Here's UVXY, and this is a product of VIX. This is a VIX product. So we did go up, but then we came right back down. So volatility is not going back up at all. XLK, shooter on XLK for next week. Shooter on XLK, so we'll be looking for actionable signals to the downside on that. XLU. Utilities did go 212 up. Just a few pennies short of hitting the target, but you know, did okay. You could still be in that. XLE to the highs. To the highs, all right? XLZ and Z is all over XLE. Labu, Biotech's inside on the week. I need to switch that thing to IBB. Healthcare inside on the week for next week. All right, are we going to see more downside? It is a shooter on the month. XRT retail shooter in force on the week. That went in force all the way back down. Did it hit magnitude? Yeah, maybe it's just a penny short of magnitude, but it did go to the lows. All right, could have made some money on that. Shaking my head. 2 up on the week. It comes down as a shooter. Could be some profit taking there. XLP consumer staples out of the gate, out of the ashes. All right, Momo Hammer. All right, consumer staples. Now this is a defensive name. This is a defensive name, but they're definitely getting back into consumer staples. All right. All right. For example, shout out to next week, Dave. It is 2-2 reversal back up on the year for Hershey's. Hershey's 2-2 reversal back up on the day. You said how much I miss? He said they lying. You ain't missed too much. Just going over intro stuff, and I did talk about Redwire. Talked about Redwire and getting back in on that thing. So what do we have for next week? We got actionable signal on XLK with a shooter. Could be some downside action. We have an inside week for healthcare. Okay. Let me check that on the other chart. It looks like an inside week here, but we'll check that on the main chart. And a shooter on semiconductors. All right. But then we're also looking for monthly signals. All right, monthly signals. Let's go to let's change this to the month. Do we have any actionable signals on the month? On SPY, no. Okay. Dow Jones, no. All right. QQQ, no. All right. XLK, again, I was talking about shooter on the month. All right. So we could be looking for some more downside on XLK. That lines up with the shooter on the week. Possible 2-2 back up on utilities. All right. XLE just blasting. All right. No actionable signal on the month, but it could keep, going. All right. It is at all-time highs. Biotech's Doji. All right. Healthcare shooter. More like a doji, but shooter on healthcare. All right. Looks like it wants to go down. All right. Healthcare. Could be some profit taking on that. Definitely a shooter on retail. Semiconductors, no actionable signal there. And then XLP continuing to the highs. All right. Continuing to the highs, no actionable signal there. So we're looking for, on the monthly signals, we're looking for XLK to the downside, XLU to the upside, possible downside on healthcare and retail. Okay. So I don't want to overload our watch list with a bunch of stuff. So we're going to try and get trying to get some signals for the week though. Okay. QQQ potential potential rev month at all-time highs with the shooter on the week and inside day. QQQ. Let's go to the other chart. Let's do it. All right, QQQ. Shooter on the week. What are you saying here? Potential rev month at all-time highs with shooter on the week and day. I see a shooter on the week and it's inside day. Inside day. Okay, you did say that. Okay. So definitely some potential downside here. Yes. Now, will it go 2-2 reversal back down on the week? That's the, down on the month. That is the question, okay? We still have earnings going on. That's the kicker. We still have earnings. Okay. All right. So this is what we're looking for on the week for XLK. Excuse me, QQQ. This is what we're looking at on the week. Potential. Okay. Again, we still have earnings. That's going to be affecting that. But this is not really showing me that it could go. I mean, it could go 2-2 back down. All right, below 608.12. If the week starts going down to 607, all right, then yes, it will go below the month here and go 2-2 back down on the month. Yes, yes. But we will be watching that week. What's that week do? If the week starts coming down, we're definitely looking to go 2-2 reversal back down on the month. How far it will go, that's the question after that. But the first target's 600. The one after that one is 581.83. Okay, so woo, man, it could do it. It could do it. So we're going to be watching this week. That week starts pulling down the month. You know, we'll see where it opens. But if it starts pulling down the month, we know what's going on. Okay. All right. that's my timer to let me know, hey, we need to start going through actionable signals. Good morning. How you doing? Better late. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. All right. Most people do just jump in right here at 11:30 to get those actionable signals. They do. They do. So let's get in the tank. Let's look for them actionable signals for next week. Let's do it. We in the tank, y'all. All right, we in the tank. We got our ammo. We're ready to go. All right, you got to put your helmet on. You mess around, you bang your head. All right, there's a lot of metal in this tank. All right, you got to be careful. We're gonna go down quickly what happened last week, real quick, and now's the time to put your tickers in the chat. If there's things you want to look for next week, put your tickers in the chat. If you look at the chat section there, you see that little $sign down there. That's the super chat. All right. There's some little ones. There's some big ones in there. You know, the rule is if you use the super chat, I stop what I'm talking about and talk about what you want to talk about. All right. All right. So last week, man, it looks like we're going to go through this one quick because it looks like there was a lot. As you can see here, I got everything categorized. It was mostly downside action, all right? We did have some upside, and then we had ones that didn't do anything, all right? So we're going to quickly go through this list, and what this is beneficial for is for those people that are like, man, you know, the strat only works in hindsight. I hear people say that all the time. I hear some people say that, all right? This strat is only works in hindsight. Okay, but if you watch the show from last week, all right, and you show if you're part of the weekend shift crew, you see those signals progress, the price action move, you'll see which ones worked, which ones didn't. All right, not every signal is going to go. All right, but the ones that do, you know, did we talk about that? Yes. LDOS 212 down on the week, that hit magnitude and some more. All right, inside and down, shooter and force, that one worked. All right, that was awesome. All right, SOLV, shooter, Momo shooter and force took out these guys. Didn't quite get all the way down into here, but that was a winner. All right. DHR, shooter and force. All right, 322 back down. In the coaching session, I was talking about matching these actionable signals with outside bars, okay? Because we know this is a broadening formation on a smaller time frame. Shooter, all right, 322 back down. All right.
The 322.
322 back down takes out all these guys. All right. Now shooter on the month. All right, shooter on the month. And so we go down and we put that on our monthly signals list for a shooter on the month. All right, that's for February. I see the chat rolling. I see it. Good job. Keep putting those tickers in the chat you want to look at. All right, AEO, shooter in force on the week. Didn't quite get all the way down into 22.17, but you could still be in that, especially now that the month is red. Potential 2-2 reversal back down in American Eagle. All right. All right. Auto Nation, 2-2 reversal back down on the week. Definitely hit magnitude at 205.23. That was a win. Okay. That was a win. Belt buckle. All right. The buckle. All right. Clothing store, 312 down. All right.
Fatality.
2-2 reversal back down on the month. Reconfirmed by a 312 down on the week. Here's your days. Here's your 60s. Okay. I don't need MACD to tell me this is a momentum trade to the downside. All right. I do have my money flow index to reconfirm. Yes, they're taking their money out of this because this measures price and volume. But other than that, hey, I don't need something to tell me this is going to the lows. Belt buckle, whooping them. No actionable signal for next week. We're going to take it off the list. Burlington Coat Factory did go in force to the downside. Didn't quite get all the way down in the 284, but once you start seeing these 60s start coming back up and your reversal on the day, you know, that tells you, okay, I need to find a way out of this thing, right? Stop shorting it. All right, Car Max 2-2 reversal back down. It did hit magnitude. That was a win. MNRO 2-2 reversal back down. Shooter in force. All right. Actually, this is just let me see. That was a Momo shooter 2-2 back down. That was a Momo shooter 2-2 continuation down. All right, but that shooter did go on force. Took out a couple targets. All right. To the lows. That was a win. Target 212 down. Took out this target. Didn't quite get down into here, but started coming back up. All right. We'll leave it on the list. We'll leave it on the list for next week. Potential 2-2 reversal back up above 108.67. The magnitude's 110.58, and the one after that one's 112.02. Costco 212 back up. All right. That is now, this is at all-time highs. All right. It is at all-time highs, but all right. It was marked. Why was this marked red? Not sure. Evidently, I missed something there. Or tagged it wrong. Apple 2-2 reversal back up on the week. It did hit magnitude. That was a win. INTC Momo shooter came back down, went up. Didn't do much. IQV Momo shooter again for next week. We'll leave it on the chart. Let's see if that goes in force below 227.46. USO to the highs. All right, 212 up, continuation up. Nice pivot machine gun on the month. That was a win. NRG 212 up, did not hit magnitude. Amazon, I got stopped out of this thing. Amazon 2-2 reversal back up. It had just a few more pennies to get to magnitude, and I wanted this thing to keep going. It did not. All right, 2-2 reversal back down on the day, stops me out, and then now we have a shooter on the week. So we're going to leave it on there. The interesting thing about this one is getting back through this level of reclaim back here, right here at 236.57. Once it starts getting all the way, will it get all the way back down to 212.62? All right, we'll see. Right now we're looking at 224.68. All right, the first target here, if this shooter goes in force, is 227.03, but at the bottom of this level of reclaim is 224. Okay, and if it wants to keep getting through all of this range here, it's potential to get down to 212.62. All right, it's got earnings on the 2nd, so be careful there. be careful there. But Amazon, all right, we're gonna leave it on the chart for some potential downside. Let me click through these real quick, and I'll get into the chat. Dollar General, scenario 3 on the week. eBay, nothing. Well, it did hit May. It did go up, inside and up, but then came right back down. So if you traded that both ways, that's the only way you would have won on that one. Ford, inside and up, didn't hit magnitude. You could still be in that. Let me click through these really quick, and now I'll be ready. Philip Morris in the time, 212 up, still going good, still going strong. COP Energies, inside and up, took out these guys. All right, you could still be in that. Tesla. I don't know if I really want to call that a hammer, but potential 2-2 reversal back up above 445.68. We'll leave it on the chart. We'll leave it on there just to see. But it did trigger a shooter on the month. Okay, trying to do a merger with SpaceX. All right, American Waterworks, 212 down. All right. And then these are the ones that really didn't hit target. All right. Best Buy. Cleared up this list. You got to clear your list up, right? You don't want a bunch of stuff with, from last week, all right? This one was a win. This was a win. Not sure why to the lows, all right? To the lows. Shooter enforced. No actionable signal for next week, but that was good. SBH didn't do much. Microsoft, scenario 3. I almost took this to the upside. I'm glad I didn't. Had earnings. They definitely, oh my goodness.
Fatality.
Took them to the lows. My goodness. Dropped them off. Dropped them guys off. Like, get rid of Microsoft. McDonald's inside and up on the week. Took out these guys. Trying to get back up to 318. Didn't quite do it. Could have a 2-2 reversal back up on the month. Chevron, all right, Chevron with the energies, hammer on the week, took out all these guys, inside and up on the week. That was good. All right, no actionable signal for next week. All right, let's look at, so now we have some leftovers for next week. All right, let's get to these actionable signal. Let's see these tickers in the chat. Amazon earnings on Thursday. Okay, Thursday. Okay. Knee. Someone said, "Give me knee." Oh, my knee. Next era energy. No actionable signal on the week, but it is scenario 3 on the month, and not at all-time highs just yet. So there's some room on that. Trying to get back up to $91.11, and also $93.71 is the highs, all-time highs. It's really trying to do that. All right, it's been messy, but it's been trending up. All right, it's been going. No actionable signal for next week, but if you're in that, you could still be in that. All right, potential 2-2 reversal back up on the day above $88.48. Okay. You could still be in that. Let's see here. ALC. All right. Inside on the week. Let's see if we go 3-2 up on the month. All right. But inside on the week for next week. Let's see if that goes in force above $81.88. Alcon. All right. Alcon. Can it get back up there? Man. Talking about levels of reclaim again. Okay, because I see it. Talking about levels of reclaim, it is in this area here. Okay. All right. So the question is, now it's in here above $78.13. Will it get back up to $90.46? 43 cents. Here's your targets here, and they pretty much already taken them all out. You got one more 82.80. But you know, will it get back up in here? Here's the range that we're kind of in right now. So it could. All right. Definitely looking at these months. They took them all the way down. All right. Now, let's see if there's that 90.43 again. All right. See if we get that 3-2 up on the month. And I don't know. The buyers really need to get in there and start working that thing if they want that to the upside. All right. Not sure what these guys do, but we'll put that on the watch list. All right. Someone says, give me COPX. All right. Copper shooter on the week. And it's at all-time highs. Metals. All right. So be careful trying to short these guys, but potential 2-2 reversal back down next week. Below, hold on, this is being funny. Below $82.87. The first target's $80.81. But let's see if it gets a pivot machine gun through all of this down to 73 or something. You know, maybe 71.66 if they really want to start taking their money out of this. Maybe the buyers got what they wanted. All right. What caused that is this big 2-2 reversal back down. All right. Same thing happened in silver. SLV. All right, same thing happened there. All right, they took a lot of money out of that. They were like, get my money out of this. All right, take my money out of this. All right. So going back to COPX, we'll put that on the list. If you guys are really into watching that. Not saying the metals trade is dead, just saying they could be taking profits. URA, sorry, uranium fever. You guys are fans of Fallout. Potential, so here, open, close. Potential 2-2 reversal back down below $54.02. The target is $50.24. It could do it. It could do it. Airbnb. Okay, inside on the week for next week. All right, and potential 2-2 reversal back down. That goes in force below 127.85. The magnitude is 115.48. All right, so possible 2-1-2 down on Airbnb. That goes in force below 129.31. And that first target's 127.82, so that's not a lot, but let's see if it gets down to 121.35. Okay. Okay. Cop, I did cop earlier. That was a good one. That was a good one for this week. All right, to the highs, inside and up. That was a great one. All right. You can still be in that. Definitely not at all-time highs. Conoco. Still got some room on that. All right, trying to get up to 106.53. Excuse me, 106.30. And let's see if we get up to 115.76. All right. All right, not at all-time highs yet. We got some room on that. Let's see what they want to do. 138.26 is the highs on that. So that could be good. All right, that could be good. What's the broadening formation on this thing, just for funsies? Something like that. I know I see this down here, but this also works. All right. So coming back up off the broadening formation on the month, coming off the bottom, trying to get back up in here. Okay. All right. So COP, C-O-P, Conoco. Amazon. Okay. BG and BTU. BG. All right. Bungee cord to the highs. All right. Shooter on the week. All right, shooter on the week. Let's see if that goes in force below 112.02. The magnitude is 106.10. All right, could just be some profit taking there. I don't know what these guys do. All right, bungee. Maybe they make bungee cords. The next, if it does keep going up to the highs, 128.44. If they want to keep going, let's see what's it doing on the year, just for fun. 2 up on the year. All right, 2-2 reversal back up on the year. Wow. All right, 2-2 reversal back up on the year. Okay, so there's buyers definitely in there. Here's the quarter. All right, going back to the month. So this week could just be some profit taking. All right, on the week. All right, agricultural business. All right. Agriculture. Nice. Very good. All right. That's awesome. BTU, Peabody. 2-2 reversal back down. Still going to the highs. All right. Not at all-time highs just yet. Excuse me. 2 up on the year. 2 up on the year. All right. They got their stuff together going to the quarter. All right. They got their stuff together. So no actionable signal for next month or next week, but probably going to open up at $35.27, and might want to find a way back in that thing. Okay, especially if it goes 2 up on the month, you might want to find a way into that. Peabody. Very good. Very good. Also, now's the time to start putting your questions in the chat about the Strat. Any questions in the chat about the Strat? Let's go to the Strat Soldier Easy Setup Scanner. Looking for hammers on the month. Campbell's Soup. Man. If Campbell's Soup really want, this is consumer staples, so if they really want to come out of the ashes, all right, it's going to open up, it's going to go in force above $28.17. The magnitude's $30.94. I'm going to put it on, that's monthly signals. These are monthly signals. Well, let's go to the scanner and look for these weekly signals. What is it? Shooter. Shooting star on healthcare. Looks like it's only got 2, but there's got to be more than that, just because they're showing some downside in healthcare. Where you at? Where are you at? Healthcare. There you are. Jeez. All right, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but we're looking for weekly actionable signals that match up with the XLV weekly. Inside on the week. Inside on the week. Why was I thinking shooter? Inside on the week. All right, someone said look at Colgate, consumer staples. All right. All right, looking for inside weeks on XLV. Let's get this scanner going and I'll look at Colgate. Let's go inside. That's a little better, All right, I think I was thinking retail and tech with the shooters. DGX inside on the week. Let's see if that goes. Let's see if that goes 212 up. Continuation up above 187.03. The magnitude's 190.68. Excuse me. The magnitude's 191.14. Yep. We'll put that on the list. DVA inside on the week. All right, it did go potential 2-2 reversal back up on the month above 115.79. This week, hammer on the week, and inside, all right, above 109.37. ILMN, inside on the week, 2 up on the month, inside on the week. All right, will that go above 154.10 or below 142.84? LH, inside on the week, looks like they want to take that back to the upside. Let's see if that goes in force above 273.10. Sorry, 273.12. Okay, 273.12. TFX, inside on the week. I don't like that. X-ray, I don't like that either. Junk. All right, junk. He said, give me Colgate. CL, give me Colgate. All right, to the highs. All right, yes. All right, so I like what I like your picks. Say, I really do. So potential 2-2 reversal. Excuse me. Potential 3-2 continuation up on the month. Colgate. What's this? This is definitely turned a corner here. Hammer in force on the quarter above $81.60. All right, the magnitude is 94.46. All right, wow. All right, Colgate getting their act together. All right, that's awesome. But there's no way in here for me. All right, I don't see any inside bars, shooters, hammers. All right. So I definitely want to look for a reversal. If this thing goes 2 up on the week, 3-2 up on the month, 2 up on the week, I definitely want to find a 2 down, 2 up, inside bar on the daily, something to get me in on what's happening on Colgate. We'll put that on the macro list. It's also give me CHD. CHD, same thing. All right, very good, but no actionable signal for Church and Dwight. No actionable signal for the week. Now I could open up inside day and give me a reversal on the daily to get back in on what's happening on the week and the month if it keeps going up. Okay. What's it doing on the quarter? 2 up on the quarter, so we'll put that on the macro list. All right. But right now, no actionable signal in on that. Does that make sense? That's why I was talking about red wire. All right, red wire. It is 2 up on the month, and then on the quarter, it is 2 up on the quarter. All right, that's good. We want that. The magnitude on the quarter is $20.26. We want that. All right, that's good. But for me to get in on this and it's going down, I'd be mad. I'd be really mad. All right. So let's see if this thing goes maybe 3-2-2 back down and then give us a signal to get back in, back to the upside. That's what I was talking about. Not necessarily forgetting about red wire, but just saying now's not the time to get in on that. That's all I was saying with red wire. Okay. Going back to the broader averages. Let's see here, retail, no actionable signal on the week. Tech, shooter on tech, all right? Shooter on tech, that's what I was thinking about. Time's getting short on the show, so that's why I'm kind of quickly going through the Strat Soldier Easy Setup Scanner to get through these things. Hey Cam, shooter on the week. This could just be profit taken. Let's see if that goes in force below $96. The magnitude is $89.52. All right. Let's see there. ANET. Shooter on ANET. All right. Again, probably just profit taken. But let's see if that goes in force below 139.39. The magnitude is 125.37. HPE, Dwight Packard. Let's see if that goes to force below $21.02. The magnitude's $20.09. Not a lot there, but it is 2 down on the month. Let's see if they want to keep selling it into next month. Keys, shooter on keys, below 112.70. The magnitude's 206. Again, probably just profit taking. Okay. If we really want to dig into more tech stuff, we can quickly go down, see if we can find some more downside action here. AMD inside bar, do they want to take that thing below 234.52, or do they want to take that thing above 260.89? Okay. Looking for some more ANET. I think we talked about that one already. Shooter on APH. Let's see if that goes in force below 140. The magnitude is 131. It's at all-time highs. It could, you know, there's that downside action there. Okay. AVGO inside bar. All right. They did take some profits here on the month. Do they want to keep taking that down below 316.67? That's the question. CRM scenario 3 on the week. Man, they are really killing that thing. CRM, if you go to the year, all right, 212 down on the year. That's in force right now. It did hit that first target at 210.67. Let's see if it keeps going down to 132.69. Or 132.96. I'm sorry. That's a huge move, but yeah, they're getting out of that. They're definitely getting out of CRM. Trying to get some big hitters here, some big names. Get rid of that. INTC. All right. Keys we already talked about. Microchip, shooter on microchip. Could be some profit taken below $74.18. The magnitude's 72.61. The one after that, 65.56. Okay. MU Micron, again, probably just profit taking, but there's a shooter on the week below 388.99. The first target's 363.54. Probably just profit taking on that. Nvidia, nope, still good. Pain Pal to the lows. QCOM, what are we doing, QCOM? Visa, looks like they want to take down Visa. Let's see if that goes. Let's see if that goes below. If they want to take down Visa below 321.24, the next target's 317. The one after that one's 299. So, interesting there. VeriSign trading sideways. Definitely Western Digi. This is just definitely profit taking because it just went all-time highs and they continue to the highs. So let's see if they go below 235.28. The magnitude is 219.64. Again, that's just for profit taking if they really want to start taking them down. Let's go for, since we're talking about that, let's go to SPY and let's look at the seasonality. Where's my seasonality chart at? Insiders, seasonality. All right. February, let's go 1993, geez. Let's go at least. All right, let's go at least here. So February in SPY for the last 6 years has been red in February, okay? So these downside actions that we're seeing, these downside actionable signals that we're seeing in tech and a couple others, you know, February could be some profit taken there, okay? February could be some profit taken. All right, and then March, April, May, back to the highs. But for SPY, February could be that downside action. My goodness, all right? Not saying it's going to go, but it could. Just based on seasonality, it could. And based on these actionable signals, we're pulling out of the broader averages, okay? All right? So let's go. What was the next? Let's see. What we got? Retail. Nope. Downside. XLE. What was another one? All right, potential 2-2 reversal back up on XL. No, that's good on XLU. All right. So we got XLK with a shooter. IBB, what was that one? Shooter on the IEBB on biotechs. I'm not necessarily going to go through biotechs right now. Those could be messy. Those can be messy. All right. And then inside on the week for XLV, so healthcare. Okay. All right. So this is, man, this seems like a lot. This does seem like a lot. Let's clean up these. I'll clean up these flags after the show. This does seem like a lot. All right, so let's go to the Strat Soldier Easy. Let's see here. If you have TrendSpider, your weekly signals watch list is being updated right now. Okay. Again, I was going to say, this seems like a lot. You don't have to take everything. Okay. You don't have to take everything. If you're focusing on tech, focus on tech. If you're focusing on healthcare, focus on healthcare, okay? If you liked things that Zay and other people in chat that put in there and you want to attack those, that's good too, all right? Remember, not all of these are going to go in force at once. We do want to trade simultaneous breaks. So if everything in tech goes to the lows, yes, you want to have as many actionable signals in force, you know, as many winning positions as you can handle, okay? Mine's 5. But as many actionable signals as you can handle, working in that same direction. It's easier to manage that, all right? So I don't want to overload you with too much, all right? But we do have some actionable signals for next week. And we have a new month on Monday, all right? New month. So let's see what they want to do next week, okay? All right, inside we got a lot of signals to the downside. We got some inside bars, okay? All right, let me get out of this tank. All right, now I got helmet air. Oh man. Hopefully you guys, hopefully you had a good show. Hopefully you had a good month in January. All right, and then looking at, you know, seasonality and SPY, you know, are we going to go 2 down? Not sure, but you know, based on seasonality, it could. All right. Thank you so much for everybody being in here. X-Ray, Zay. All right. 5180. Sorry. Yeah. Got Jay in the house, Dub Jones, Jimmy, Beach Bum, Terry Baker. Thank you so much, everybody, for being in here. All right, check out thestratsoldier.com. If you watched all of this and you're like, man, I don't know what's going on here, all right, check out the Strat Starter Kit, all right? It comes with 2 ebooks, Zero to Trading and then Hammer in Force, all right? Zero to Trading is going to get you started. It's all the information you need to know even before you start trading, okay? Then you have Hammer in Force. That's one actionable signal that'll get you in on anything that trades. And with that Strat starter kit, you get a coffee cup, all right? You get a coffee cup to your house. What's up, Brent? Thanks for being in here. Thanks for being in here. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, guys. This was fun. I'll get this out here on YouTube and on Twitter and everything. And make sure you keep creating those winning positions, add to them, and defend them with tight stops. All right? I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.